What is good, y'all? Welcome to Let's Cap. I'm your host, Ronald Cabang from wagertalk.com and themoneyballer.com. Strong day yesterday. Actually, strong month so far. 16-6 on the month. 5-1 yesterday. 2-0 in the NFL. WNBA was solid. MLB was solid. So things going really well right now after we crashed like a couple weeks ago. But getting back on track, still positive on the season. Hitting over what I think 56% in the W, 50, yeah, around 56. So things are still going really well in the WNBA. But everyone's ready for the NFL. Yesterday, first game, I had the money line and the spread on KC, and that last play was huge. So hopefully everyone else cashed on the first game of the season. But today we have four games in the W. I'll talk about two of them, and then we should have time for at least three MLB games. And then if we have enough time, we'll do NFL tonight. Let's go to the W real quick. Share my screen. And I don't see any games listed on the chat right now, so I'll just go over two games. I'll just choose the two. Let's do let's just do Dallas. So we have the Wings and the Dream. Let me zoom in a little bit. We have the Wings and the Dream. Dream are home favorites here. Slight home favorites. We have a total at 168 or 168 and a half, I believe. I think I saw it earlier. Let me just double check that. Oh, it's up 169 and a half. It's going, it just keeps climbing. Earlier this morning, I saw 168 and a half. If we look at the schedule, we have Dallas first game on the road after 5 straight home games. We have the opposite for the Dream, though. 4 straight road games, and then they're here at home to face Dallas and then go back on the road to face Indiana. If we look at historical matchups, we have actually 1-1 straight up ATS and over under. So split between the two teams here. I pulled in since the Olympic break, Wings, number 2 offensive rated team in the league, but dead last in defensive rating. Their pace is up here. We have the Dream, 8th in offensive rating, 4th in defensive rating, dead last in pace of play. If we look at 4 factors, these things kind of cancel each other out. Dream, even though they're 8th in offensive rating, they're actually just 11th in effective field goal percentage. Wings dead last in effective field goal percentage allowed. Getting to the free throw line, Wings have been doing that really well, but they send opponents to the free throw line a ton. The problem is Dream don't really get to the line that much on their own. Offensive rebounds really strong for both teams here. Defensive rebounding edge goes to the Dream. Pretty similar when it comes to turnovers and turnover rate forced. If we look at scoring, you can see here the offense and defense just kind of canceling each other out here. Points off turnovers strong for the Wings here, even though they're dead last in defensive rating. They do a decent job of scoring off of the turnovers they do have. If we second chance points, number 1 here for the Wings, they should be able to get some opportunities there. Fast break, you can see here, 4th for the Wings right there. But this cancels each other out right here. Fast break points for the Dream 11th, but the Wings give it up at a high rate. Within the arc, Dream defense within the arc is pretty solid here. Third in paint field goal percentage allowed. The Wings do get a lot of attempts in there. It's mainly because of their second chance opportunities. Mid-range is pretty solid here for the Wings. Second in mid-range attempts, 6th in mid-range field goal percentage. 3-point shooting, not efficient for the Dream. 9th in above the break 3 percentage, while the Wings are 4th. So they're shooting it at a pretty decent clip. They're not shooting a ton of threes though. If we look at some of the stats, Wings 1-7 in the first half, straight up. Both teams actually not strong in the first half. ATS wise, nothing really significant here. Wings overs on the full game, but as road dogs, 2-0 to the under actually. So both unders happened when they were a road dog. And then team total. So they struggled on the road here on the offensive side of the ball, but I'll show you why though when we come to the schedule. Dream defense on the full game, 7-2 to the under to their opponents. So real quick, I'm gonna go here. Let me zoom in. Season equals. All right, so if we go to the wings here, the two, this view sucks. Hold on. All right, so the two games where they really struggled offensively, didn't get over their team total, was against the Liberty, and Liberty is one of the best defensive teams in the league at this, post Olympic break. Other than that, you can see all the scores right here: 100, 91, 113, 93, 94, 93, 90, 86. All of them going over their team total except for the two Liberty games, and then this one right here, that Wings game where they lost in the last game of their homestand. If they go to the Dream here, I know the Dream's defense is a little bit better than what it was prior to the break, but and the pace of play is a little slower. But overall, I think Wings offense with Satu Sabli has just gotten so much better than what it was prior to the Olympic break, and I think that's going to be the difference maker here. I think Wings are going to be able to score. The Dream are going to struggle. And one other trend that kind of points me towards the Wing side. So we go 2019 and site streak. All right, so this says right here, since 2019, home favorites off a road trip of at least 4 games. Since 2019, 10, 19, and 1 ATS. And then if you go, the team is coming off of a loss, so like they don't have momentum on their side. It goes to 3, 14, and 1 ATS, and that's pointing towards the Wings today. And mainly because you can see this DPS, Delta points scored. All these minuses mean they stayed under their team total. So I think their offense is going to continue to struggle here. And I think the Wings should be able to win this one. I feel like they should win this one outright. But even just taking the you could take the points. That would be the way that I go in that first game here. All right, let's do one more in the W. Let's go to this one, Sparks and Sky. So I have a lean on this one. I haven't bet it yet, but I want to talk it through and see what the chat has to say about this game here. But we have the Sky as home favorites here, -5. The total, I think that's actually come up with Kennedy Carter announced in. So 164.5, 164. So it's kind of all over the place. But Kennedy Carter is in the lineup today. We have a baller system on the over. There is a 1 baller system on the Spark side. We do have the Sky with 1 day of extra rest above the Sparks here. They're coming off of that loss to the Aces. Really, really tough loss. Two tough losses. Actually, sorry, 4 was this losing streak? 5-game losing streak here. They had a rough schedule. They had the Aces, the Fever. Fever has been playing really great basketball right now. We had the Lynx, the Aces once again. Even the Mystics, who got the W yesterday, they've been really playing really well since the Olympic break as well. If we go to historical matchups, this is the third matchup of the season between the two teams. The Sky have won both of them. The two previous ones, they covered both 1-1 on the over-under. If we go from the Olympic break, you can see both teams really struggling here. For the most part, 11th and 10th in an offensive and defensive rating for the Sparks, 12th and 11th for the Sky. Pace of play in total opposite sides here. If we look at the 4 factors, I think the advantage here would be towards the Sky with offensive rebounds and defensive rebounds. Second chance points, that's correlated with what we just saw with the rebounding. Opportunities in the paint. So Sky first in paint attempts, 11th here in paint attempts allowed for the Sparks. So Sky are going to have a lot of opportunities here. It's just a matter of if they're going to make those opportunities. And the Sparks defense, paint field goal percentage allowed, worst in the league. So with all those extra opportunities in the paint, Sky might be a little bit more efficient than they normally are. 3-point shooting, I mean, I would say it's like almost non-existent for either of these teams right here. If we look at the stats for both teams, really bad. I mean, 1-8 straight up, 1-8 straight up here for both teams. From an ATS perspective, the Sparks have been doing a little bit better, especially in the first half. You can see Sky here struggling in the first half, 1-8. Sparks 7-2. As road dogs 5-0, 4-1 on the full game. Total is nothing really significant there, but you can see team totals first half 7-2 to the under since the Olympic break, and even when they're more rested, 2-0 to the under. Opponent team totals, they're struggling on the defensive side of the ball, 7-2 to the over. But if you look at the schedule, you got to look at who they faced here. They got the we talked about the teams that they faced already: Aces, Lynx, Fever, Aces again, Connecticut. They've had a really tough schedule since the break. So I think some of these numbers are a bit misleading. I do think that the Sky are actually the right side here. I would lean in that direction. One thing that so I was watching I was watching Ski Show earlier, and he mentioned something about the Sky losing 5 straight games or 4 straight games, and then now they're the home favorite, and that was a question mark to him. So what I did was I actually looked that up. So if you look at -4 favorite, I think that was it. Is that it? Home. All right. So real quick. So what I did was since 2019. So I just took a 5-year sample size. Streak is less than or equal to -4. That means they lost at least 4 straight games, and then they're the favorite. And then I put a threshold here of being favored by at least by more than 2 points. Those teams are 25-3 straight up, 19-6-3 ATS. 17, 10, and 1 to the under. That points to the Sky, and also the under here. I think the Sparks are going to try. The Sparks are going to struggle to score in this spot. And then what I did add was if they were the home favorite, like the Sky are today, that gets even better. 19-0 straight up, 13-3-3 ATS, and then 13-6 to the under. So a lot of things really pointing towards the Sky here, and Sky and the under. And then I see PZ on that spot right there. So I definitely agree. I think Sky is the spot. I may end up adding that to my card today, but I haven't taken that bet yet. Let's move on to the MLB. I got Munaf here.
So, man, how you doing?
What up, bro? How's everything going?
Oh, not too bad, man. It's trying to keep my head above water with NFL here now. So, me and Chris did a show earlier, just working on some articles and just trying to get these pods posted in time for people to get
Yeah,
to. But yeah,
it's that
baseball's
time of
still
the
going
year,
on.
bro. Like you got so much stuff going on. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
it gets a it the nights are a little longer now, I'll say that.
All right, so yesterday, dude, MLB was solid. I think I had it was just the Twins yesterday. I think you had the first five on that one. That one hit right. And
For
then
the
did you?
Twins, yeah.
Yeah, did you have anything else for the rest of the day?
Um, I took the over in the Phillies game. That one fell short by 2 runs there. It was at 8. There was a lot of opportunity, especially early on. There was multiple times they had the bases loaded and they grounded into a double play. That always ticks you off.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think because it was a shorter slate yesterday, that was all I had. I know you and I were going back and forth about the Nationals and Pirates game, second guessing the over there.
Yeah.
We just got there, I think, within the
You know
first 5 innings.
what's crazy was yesterday I didn't feel really confident with all the caps that we did, but we actually hit majority of them. I
Yeah.
think we only lost one that we talked about. So sometimes I mean like going through it, like even though I don't feel confident, I think what it is when you talk it through, um when you talk it through, you get to see a lot more things, especially when you do it together. That's why Let's Cap is dope because we
Yeah.
get to you get multiple eyes on it. But I don't know why we were kind of questioning the things that we talked about, even though they were pretty solid breakdowns. But let's see if we can get there with some stuff today. Did you have any bets placed today?
I wanted to get there with the Padres and also the Brewers today as well. I have those two circled on my list. I saw you sent me some queries and stuff from Give Me. I didn't get a chance to look at it, so I don't know if you want to
Oh
dive
yeah.
into that as well.
Shoot, what game was that?
I
I
think
think
you
it
said
was.
Twins and the Royals.
Oh yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
Giants?
Twins Royals, yeah. So let's so I know some guys brought some games up, but I do want to go through that real quick just because it was one of the few that I saw early. So Twins Royals. Is my screenshot? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Twins Royals here. Royals home favorites. You got Matthews and Reagan's righty versus lefty. We do have the rating system on the Royals side. We do have a baller system on the twin side, but if you look, so what I was looking at was first game of the series stuff, especially with the starting pitcher matchup,
Yeah.
because you saw the four right here with the matchup, and that kind of caught my eye. Also, the team batting at 3, that also caught my eye. First game of the series for both for this series, Minnesota coming off a 4-3 win, Royals coming off a 4-1 win over Cleveland. If you look at Matthews, he struggled in his last start, but even prior to that, even though there were 1, 2, and 2 on the earned runs, he has been giving up home runs. And then if you look at Reagan's side, he did give up 5 earned runs in his last start. But prior to that, he gave up one here, one here. This one, I mean, one earned run, but then you could see the runs scored was a 4. I actually think that I was on this game and I remember it because I had the Royal. Sorry, I think it was maybe first 5 or something like that. I don't remember exactly what the bet was, but I remember I was pissed because there was one earned run, but then 4 runs given up because of errors and stuff like that. So I think
Yeah.
it might have been the first 5. But if you look at let's do full season trends. 14, 7, and 7 on the first 5 for Reagan's, 5, 1, and 3 as a home favorite. You can see on Matthew's side 1, 2, and 1 in the first 5, 0 and 1 as a road dog, 3 and 1 to the over. That tells me he's giving up runs here. And then we got 13, 4, and 1 to the 14, 13, and 1 to the under, 5, 3, and 1 as home favorites in that first 5 right there. If you look at Twins versus left-handed pitchers as road dogs specifically, not a good spot for them. 3 and 8 straight up, first 5 and full game. And then you look at the Royals' first 5 versus right-handed pitchers as home favorites. Strong spot here, 21, 6, and 7. And then unders for the Royals for the most part, especially in that first 5. So they're limiting opponents there. And then 7 and 4 to the over as road dogs in the first 5, 24, 14, and 2 overall. That tells me that they're giving up a lot of runs too. If we look at last 30 days, 3-0 and 2 in that first 5. More overs for Matthews. Struggling again here versus left-handed pitchers. Royals 6 and 2, first 5 and full game as home favorites. So what kind of pushed me to more towards the Royals side? Let's go here. All right, so we have Reagan's first game of the series, 7 and 3 straight up, 6, 2, and 2 in the first 5. You can see that first 5 average number 3 to 1.8. Total points for the opponents 2.8, and then I think the Twins team total is actually 3.5. It is really juiced to the under though. That's the only reason why I stayed off. But I do like the Royals' first 5 run line, which was minus 115. You pair this with the Twins equals Twins and first game of the series. Oops. So Twins first game of the series, nothing really strong here. I mean, a slight lean, 22, 18, and 5. But when you start to add a couple parameters, we'll say they're 8, 12, and 3. And then you can see the run lines there. And then if you add that they're coming off a road game, so the travel spot, this is a spot where it's a true fade, right? 10, 10, and 1 in that first 5, 1 and 10 on the full game. You can see the first 5 runs under a run per game, 2.27. So to me, a lot of things really pointing towards Royals' first 5 run line, and then also the team total under on the Twin side. So I actually got there with the first 5 run line, but like I said, the team total under was too juiced for me. It was 155 at 3.5. Any extra thoughts on this one?
No, I mean you covered most of it there. If you take a look at the Royals as a home favorite, and just in particular on Fridays, if you want to do that, I don't know. People start looking at those dates. I guess that could turn into like a first game of the series there as well, instead of if you
Mm.
want to do Fridays. But they're 7-1 straight up as a home favorite on Fridays, 6-2 on the run line.
Love it. Okay.
Or if you want to do first game of the series and home,
Even that is strong.
yeah,
10-3-2 in the first five, limiting opponents. Man, it all points in that direction of the Royals. So that's where I ended up going. I see
couldn't talk you
SoCal.
off.
Yeah, I see SoCal Degen on looking at the under, maybe under full game. I think it is. Let me see. Starter. So coming off of loss, 7-0 to the under. Yeah, that team total under looks pretty solid too. All right, so that was the one that I wanted to get to, and then you said you wanted to get with the Brewers. Or
Brewers and the Padres. I'm a little more confident about the Padres against the Giants.
Padres, Brewers. Oh wait, sorry, you said Padres, right? Padres, Giants.
Padres and Giants, yeah.
Oh, there's a strong rating system here on the Padres too. All right, so Giants Padres -200 at home for the Padres, 7.5 total. Black versus King, +7 on the rating system, really strong there. First game of the series as well. If we look at last 5 starts, giving up a home run in each one of his starts. This is so he had a long layoff, and then came back.
Mm-hmm.
So this is only his second start since that. And then we got King. He's been pretty solid here. Did give up 5 runs, but only 1 earned run in that spot. Pretty strong, but he has some control issues though. That might be something. We go to the full season trends. 14-9-3 first 5, 6-10 full game. 8-3 as home favorites to the over for King. First 5 overs for Black, 3-1 to the over. Versus right-handed pitchers, Giants as road dogs, 11-20-5. Padres as home favorites, not a strong spot there, 16-8-8. Strong to the overs though. If you look at road dog situation for the Giants versus right-handed pitchers, first 5 and full games, so 22-11-3 to the over, 21-12-3 on the full game, and then Padres as home favorites, 22-15-4 to the over, 24-17-1 on the full game specifically. Let's go last 30 days. 3-2, nothing really significant from the starter's perspective. Much better here as home favorites versus right-handed pitchers for the Padres in the last 30 days. 5-2-2, 6-3 on the full game. Still a lot of overs here. First 5 overs specifically for the Giants too, 5-0-1 as road dogs. This looks like they're giving up the points too. So that's Padres team total over.
Mm-hmm.
We look at the bats, offense definitely towards the Padres side. Giants offense really struggling all over the place other than stolen bases. Pitching matchup, Mason Black's numbers are actually pretty solid. Michael King's numbers are solid too. Slight negative regression, but not much at all. And then bullpens are pretty even. I think maybe slight advantage towards the Padres side. The Padres bullpen and Michael King strikeout. I mean, their Ks per 9 are pretty strong, and that's where the Giants really struggle. So it might be an issue where the Giants are going to struggle putting up runs like they have been in the last 30 days. So it would be Padres or nothing. What were you trying to get to on this one with the run?
Yeah, I was trying to get Padres run line. I know like full games north of -200.
Yeah.
But run line here, maybe you see like a 5-2 type of victory in favor of the Padres here. I know you mentioned Michael King's last start. He got into a little bit of trouble. It was more so that he was giving up walks and they were able to capitalize off of that. He did have 4 walks in the last game. He does, like you mentioned, has a little bit of a control issue. He's issued 10 walks over his last 3 starts, but I think that I think the Padres can get Mason Black early, and I think after that, possibly Michael King's able to coast for the rest of the game there. So right now, -1.5 for the full game is let me see here for the Padres. It's at even money.
Even money?
Yeah, for the full game.
What do you think about
Padres team total over.
no, the opposite Giants team total under?
Yeah, I think that again, the only concern I would have with Michael King is that if he's not gonna issue walks, I think that it can definitely get there. And he has pretty good historical numbers against the Giants as well. I want to say he's faced them earlier this season, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he faced them twice. The first start was back in March 31st. I think that was the first start of the season. 4 innings, 2 earned runs. He had 7 walks in that game, but then his last start was in fact that next start in April 6, 7 shutout innings. So it's kind of correlated that if he's not issuing walks, he can go along well here. I'd be interested to see what the strikeout percentage is as a team for the Giants in this over the last 14 or 30 days.
So like looking at this, they don't walk a lot. 7.4%. That's a low walk rate.
Yeah.
Compared to the rest of the league. His walks, I mean, it's up there. Let's look at full season though. 4.1. I mean, the last 30 days definitely not strong, but it is on the full season pretty decent. So it could just be recent form. 4.3 here, struggling against these teams specifically. But prior to that, maybe he did pretty solid. I mean, look at these, like just overall numbers. It just has to be the Padres in some way. But the reason why I was kind of pointing towards that Giants team total under, where did it go? All right, so you can see here, Giants' first game of the series on the road, 4-1 straight up, only 2-3 on the run line. That's kind of what scared me on the run line, but 4-1 to the under. And if you look at here, last 4 games specifically, 1, 1, 1, and 0 for their opponent's side. Let me do let me bring that over here. So team equals. Wait, sorry. Was it would I put Padres? What was that? Oh, Giants. Wait a second. What is this? Why is this? Oh, Padres.
Yeah, it's a team name.
Fuck. All right, so Padres first game of the series, favored by at least 200 here. 1.75 2. There's like 1 game missing on this one. It must be like just like where the line is. 8.5 3. So yeah, I mean, I can't talk you off of that. You said run line?
Yeah.
On the full game?
Yeah.
It does make sense to me. I just feel like the under in some way might be pretty strong too, specifically on the Giants side.
So what, 3.5?
I think so. I think it's 3.5.
Yeah, couldn't talk you off of that for sure.
All right, let's go to Pittsburgh. That's one that Mark wanted to get to. Pittsburgh. What time is it? 30. Oh, we got a good amount of time here. All right, so we got Nationals, Pirates, slight home favorites here for the Pirates. Total at 8.5. Hers versus Ortiz. Is it Hers?
Yeah.
Nationals with a +1 rating system here, so it thinks that the wrong team is favored. We have second game of the series. Pittsburgh did win yesterday, 9-4, lefty versus righty. It's opposite now, righty versus lefty. All right, so Hers last 4 starts, only 1 home. Ortiz, has he been out for a while?
Let me see here.
It might be the spelling of his name might be jacked up. All right, so Hers 4 earned runs given up in his last one, only 1 home run given up in the last 5 starts. Matchup. Sorry, full season. Where's full season? There you go. Full season trends: 6-5-2 in the first five. Ortiz 3-2-2 in the first five. Hers on the full game 5-8 as Road Dogs 1-3 in that full game. Unders in that first five looked pretty solid here from the starter perspective. Ortiz 5-1-1 to the under in the first five, and then Road Dog situation for hers 3-0-1 in that first five to the under. Pirates versus left-handed pitchers, pretty solid on the season, especially in that first five, 22-14-7. And then as home favorites, 5-1-2. And then Nationals versus right-handed pitchers, a fade spot overall, and as road dogs, 36-49-10 overall, 16-22-5 as road dogs. Slight lean to the over from the Pirates side. Nothing significant on the National side. If we go last 30 days, hers 1-3-1, 1-4. Ortiz 2-1 straight up. If we go to the totals, unders 4-1 to the under in his last five starts. First five for Ortiz, 3-0 to the under. Pirates versus left-handed pitchers, not as great in the last 30 days, but as home favorites, one game they did win that one outright. They did win that one straight up, first five and full game. Unders for the national side, 4-2-1, first five and full game as road dogs versus right-handed pitchers. Overall, towards the under as well. If we look at batting matchup, slight lean to the Pirates as far as offense. I think Nationals are struggling here. Nationals struggling overall, but their batting average is really solid. They just have a bad barrel and hard hit rate. Starting pitcher matchup, hers actually pretty decent. I don't know why I'm not seeing the last five starts here. Hers has been pretty decent. Ortiz, negative regression here, 5.08, 4.99 on the FIP and XFIP. Does look like the Nationals. And the bullpen also to the Nationals side. Pirates struggling with strikeouts. Hers is a strikeout pitcher. Does struggle with control though. With this almost seems like the opposite of yesterday, where we go potentially Nationals first five.
Ortiz is in pretty good form. His last two starts, he went 6 innings. In each of those starts, hasn't allowed a earned run over his last two starts. Prior to that, he was giving it up. The issue I have with hers is that he gives up a lot of walks. He's allowed at least or issued to 2 walks in 5 straight starts. His last start was against the Cubs. He gave up 4 earned runs in just 4 2/3 innings pitched. Only allowed 3 hits in that spot. So I would probably side full game with the Pirates here. I'm not sure if I really do trust TJ Hurst to go out there and throw a gem. He does struggle a little bit on the road here as well. So I mean, I really didn't look into this game, but I would lean towards the Pirates.
Gotcha. All right. Let me just look at one more thing here. Ortiz. Yeah, there's something wrong with the database. Then I think there's something. It's not lining up. All right, so I bet you it has to do with the name. We do.
There's probably a lot of. There's like a Luis Ortiz that's.
So we go Pirates, Luis Ortiz without the L. Gotcha. Okay. I don't know. The only reason why I'm scared of is just that this right here. That's a really huge gap between the ERA and FIP. But the thing is, Nationals offense, might not be strong enough to take advantage of that, and it could be that negative regression could happen in the next one. But I probably will stay off of this one. Definitely not an overlook like it was yesterday, though, in my opinion. All right, so let's go with the next game. So I see some people here. So a lot of people are looking towards the Pirates as well. So Scott G, Pirates playing well. Mark wants to get to the Pirates. Toast on the Pirates. All right, so they agree with you. Let's go to the next game. I think someone said Yankees Cubs,
Yeah,
Phillies
already,
Marlins.
Yankees already started.
Oh, okay, okay. Phillies Marlins.
Yeah, I think Zach Wheeler versus
Um,
Edward Cabrera.
Phillies Marlins. Yeah, let's do that one. All right, Phillies Marlins. Phillies road favorites here. Huge road favorites. Total at 7.5. Wheeler versus Cabrera. Rating system does like the Phillies side there, especially offense. Schedule second game of the series. Philly 5-2 yesterday. Last five starts for Wheeler. He's been pretty strong and consistent. Did not give up a run in his last start either. If we go to Cabrera, he did struggle in these three starts right here, giving up home runs. Yeah, so that did start. He did okay here, but he does have control issues, especially compared to Wheeler. We go to full season. We have Wheeler 16-8-3 in the first five overall, 16-11 full game, 8-5-2 in the first five for Cabrera, and then even home dog situation 4-1, pretty strong there. But then the bullpen looks like they give it up, 6-9 in the full game, and then 2-3 as home dog specifically. Overs overall for Cabrera, but as home dogs, 4-1 to the under. And then look at the unders here for Wheeler on the road as favorites. 8-2-1 to the under, 9-2 on the full game. So it looks like he's doing really well on the road. We go to Phillies versus right-handed pitchers. Pretty strong overall. 49-31-9 as road favorites. 11-8-4 in that first five. Opposites here for the Marlins versus right-handed pitchers. 33-45-12 in that first five. And 13-18-3 as home dogs specifically. First five overs for both teams here 48, 33, and 6 to the over for the Phillies overall versus right handed pitchers in the first five. And then Marlins as home dogs 20, 13, and 1. Look at that overs in the full game, dude. 26, 6, and 2 as home dogs
Yeah.
to the over on the full game. But then opposite here for the Phillies. Let's go last 30 days and see what the difference is. All right, so Cabrera 1-4 on the full game. Road favorite situation not strong for Wheeler in the last 30 days. All unders for both, not all, but primarily unders for Wheeler and Cabrera the last 30 days. First five struggling for the Phillies versus right-handed pitchers. Last 30 days, 6-14-1 overall. Marlins versus right-handed pitchers. First five, 3-1-2 as home dogs specifically. Overs for the Marlins right now, especially as home dogs. And then unders for Phillies as road favorites. If we go to the batting matchup, offense would lean towards the Phillies here, 4.8 to 4.4 runs per game. Marlins striking out at a higher rate. The hard hit rate is towards the bottom of the league. You see how deep red that is. Barrel rate for the Phillies, I mean, they have a lot of power. They're just not getting good contact. On average, their batting averages are pretty solid. If we look at pitching matchup, edge definitely towards Wheeler here. A little room for slight room for negative regression on both of these guys, but not too much. Home runs right here, 1.3 home runs per nine. Struggling with the Ks and walks, so this might be a spot for Phillies offense to show up here. And then the bullpen for the Marlins, there's a ton of positive regression. 5.75 ERA down to 3.8 FIP and 3.88 xFIP. Would this be sort of like a Phillies first five team total over type of thing?
That's what I was thinking. Edward Cabrera, I know recently has been pitching pretty well. It's just the walks are a huge concern for him, and if he's not able to command and locate his pitches early, that could just get into trouble against this lineup of the Phillies. I feel like the Marlins bats have also cooled down a little bit as well. As great as those trends have been towards their home overs, um, Zach Wheeler, as well has struggled against the Marlins as well. If you want to look that up for whatever reason, especially on the road. So, I mean, I think all the numbers do say to back the Phillies here. Maybe their team total first five over, whatever the case might be, or if you want to take the run line. I've been very profitable with Zach Wheeler this season, so I'm a little biased there, but it would be Phillies. Maybe if you want to parlay it into another money line or whatever the case might be.
Here's that whole thing about Cabrera in that first 5 as home dog specifically. Like he's just been really strong in that spot. 4-1 to the under, and that's what kind of takes me off of the Phillies first 5 team total over. But I see Toast talking about Cabrera really strong against the Phillies. So let's actually look at that. Oh team. So Cabrera versus the Phillies, 2-3. So to the under. So even though he's been pitching decent against them, they're still not getting the wins. This one actually went over too.
Yeah, that was I think this only start this season.
Gotcha. Zach Wheeler. And then we'll go Marlins. He struggled against the Marlins. Both of them went over and heavy favorites too.
Yeah.
So far this season. Let me go and
do road.
Season equals 2024. So they hit 6. Would it be a first 5 over in general? Or just an over in general? 1-0 to the over, 5-4. So the last 5 starts against them, a ton of runs being had on the road against the Marlins. I don't know, dude. Seems like a over. I mean, the trends are saying over. The stats are saying Phillies over. Primarily in that first 5. Well, which way would you lean here?
I think it would be a first 5. Phillies in some type of way if you want to take run line.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you look at the bullpen numbers right there, like the bull.
Oh shit! What happened? It looked like his electricity went out or something. Not really sure what he was going to say. But this one would be, I think Phillies team total over in the first 5 would probably be my look here. I just see some negative regression, and then him giving up home runs at a high rate, and we know Phillies have the power. It's just a matter of that contact. So Phillies first 5 team total over, 11:43. So I got time to do the NFL right here. Doug Mina. Yeah. No, I'm gonna pull him up. I don't think he's gonna come back. Let's see. Let's go to the NFL real quick. Hold on. Oh, he's just all right. So he's rebooting. He's gonna come back up. All right. So we have Green Bay and Philly. Total is at what, 49.5 still? I think that went up actually. Let me just double check. Yeah, 48.5 up to 49.5. We do see some 49s at a couple places. The line at -2 primarily, but you do see a 2.5 here at South Point. I'm probably gonna stay off of this game here, but I wanted to look at some trends. So if we look at Killer Sports, we'll go NFL. 2024. Shit. So season greater than or equal to, let's just say 2020. Oops. And we'll go road dog. So we talked about what, road dogs yesterday, and how they've been doing. Let me just see. What up, dude?
Well, the power's
good.
What the hell going on?
You should have seen where you left off. It was just total darkness. But I was looking at road dogs in week one for that. So we moved to the NFL.
Okay.
Um, hold on. So road dogs week one. We talked about that yesterday. 21 and 14 ATS, 17 and 18 straight up, and then to the under 22, 12 and one to the under. I think the under hit yesterday by the hook, if I'm not mistaken. But the Ravens did fail to cover yesterday. One thing I wanted to look at was the non-division.
Mhm.
Do you have a play on tonight's game?
None. I was
Oh no, nope. I don't know what's going on over there. All right, so Road Dog non-division week one since 2020, 13 and 6 ATS, 9 and 10. This guy, man. Uh, oops, remove. All right, so 9 and 10 straight up, 13 and 6 ATS, 11, 7 and 1 to the under. So another lean to the under, and then you can see the line where it's at right now. Was it 2.5? Where'd it go? Why isn't that? Hold on. Road Dog situation. Wait, hold on. Are they favorite? So Green Bay Road Dog. Yeah, it is Road Dog. Why isn't that pulling up? Road Dog Green Bay. Oh, that's interesting. I'm not really sure why it's not popping up here. Let's go to Give Me the Dog. What up, dude? Is your electricity down?
I think we're getting a storm in the area, so that might be maybe the wind
Oh, damn.
blocking it. Trying to check the weather outside.
I don't know why it's not popping up here. Road Dog season greater than or equal 22. Road Dog. That should be the Phillies, right? Week equals 1. Phillies are
For
road dogs today, right?
it's on a neutral site, so it may not be showing up.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about that. It's in Brazil, right?
Yeah.
So it's just dog in general. Neutral, shoe. Okay. Actually, we can look that up too, though. All right, so just dogs in general in week one, 36, 27, and 2. Lean to the under. And then if we go. So the ATS not as great if it's not a road dog, but you can still see the unders 24, 15, and 1 since then, since 2020. I want to look at site equals neutral in the regular season. Lean to the under, and then we'll go dogs.
Not much.
Nothing really significant. There is a 5 and 9 straight up here, 7 and 7 ATS only, 8 and 6 to the under. If we look at the last season, every single game went under.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. All right. So, and then look at the string of L's right here, for the dogs. So the favorites in recent seasons have been doing really well. Pull. And these short dogs have been losing, and it's been going under. So that actually leans towards the Eagles and the
Eagles.
under.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Before you cut out, what were you saying?
Yeah, I feel like the public is a lot on the Eagles here tonight. I mean, I couldn't come down to a side in this game. I was probably gonna just end up watching it, honestly. Um,
Man, they don't see each other often either.
yeah, they don't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a bet on this one either. I kind of wanted to dive into it a little bit more, but it doesn't seem like there's any solid trends that go in either direction.
Yeah.
But I think from just a regular handicapping perspective, um, I think to me, I feel like it's too close to call as far as like the side goes. But I do think that the under in a neutral site is a solid look. especially with how everything went last season and how people struggled sort of to uh, to travel right to these neutral sites. I think the under is in play. I'm probably gonna stay away from the side. I think it's too close to call for me. Um, and it is 11:50. I have to cut out here, so let's go to the top looks. Fuck, I forgot to. Sorry, actually, let's go to Moneyballer real quick. So, moneyballer.com, obviously the site we use today. We got the WNBA, MLB, NFL, NBA is going to be coming up as well. We do have a lot of things coming up pretty soon here, hopefully by the end of the season, to upgrade our stats. Get our whole process going. If that ends up happening before the season, we should be able to bring in player level stats and then also like college football, college basketball. So those things are on deck here. It's just a matter of how quickly we can get through our updates that we want to make in the next couple of weeks. Um, but other than that, you saw the stats, trends, the insights that we provide. The model stuff is all here. If you have the baller access, we have MLB. We do have a cheat sheet coming up pretty soon. So if you do have a subscription, it'll say glossary, baller glossary, and then the cheat sheet. So what that cheat sheet has is like home run stats. So starting pitchers, their home run information, last 30 days for the team's batting. We also have strikeouts, so strikeout information for the starting pitcher, and then strikeout stuff for the bat. So and then we also have like K projections for our starters now. We also have the Yerfy Nerfy model that we have, or just using thresholds basically
Mhm.
to suggest Yerfys and Nerfies. So all these cheat sheets are going to be available pretty soon here. I think actually probably as soon as next week. Um, then yeah, so that's that for the money baller. Let's go over to top looks. I mean, let's start with you here, and then also talk about everything you got going on over at SGPN.
Yeah, as far as top looks, I think the Royals is a good look here tonight. We talked about that extensively. Go Ragans at home. They've had a lot of success at home as home favorites, in particular on Fridays, or if it's a first game of series. I think that's a good look. And again, it's a big series for both these teams, just battling out not only for a wild card spot, but also within that division. I know the Guardians are out to I think a 4-game lead, and but I do trust Cole Ragans here tonight to get the job done. So if you want to go first five, if you want to go full game run line, couldn't talk you off of that. That would be my top look here for tonight. I also do like the Padres. I think the Padres with Michael King, I think he goes along well here. Just really fading the Giants' bats in this game. This could be a lower scoring game, maybe like a 4-2, 4-1 type of victory here for the Padres. So I'll give you those two here for tonight. As far as work goes, just catch everything on Sports Gambling Podcast Network, whether it's MLB, whether it's NFL player props, or whether it's NBA. That's going to be starting up fairly soon here, getting ready for that as well. And then also on pregame.com as well with another player prop show there and MLB there as well.
Yo, appreciate it, Munaf, as always, for joining me here. For me, the top looks, we went over the wings and that some of the trends that we talked about, how the offense is really strong here for the wings. And I think the Dream are in a position to struggle offensively coming off of that long road trip. So wings on the spread there. And then on the MLB side, it is the one that I ended up betting, which was the Royals in the first five. A lot of trends pointed in that direction, especially some of the first game of the series stuff. So that would be the top look on the MLB side. I'm probably not going to get there with NFL, but I would lean towards the under tonight.
Yep.
With that said, that is the end of the show. If you guys can, leave a comment after the show, hit the like button before you move, before you leave. Subscribe, share the show with all your friends, and then always end the show like this. Whether you fade or follow, it is on you to make that call. Good luck with all your action. Till next time, peace.